Welcome to another episode of Ignite the podcast. Our special guest today is David Rivero. He's done over $300 million in online sales and owns multiple businesses. So you guys know we're in for a good one. David, thanks for coming in, brother.
No, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's kind of touch bases a little bit about what you do, people that don't know you, what you do, and how many businesses you own or what you own, and how you've been able to scale. Because we want to know where you started. Obviously, we're in Beverly Hills now, and but where did you start?
Okay. Well, I started. I'm like you. I'm Latino.
Órale.
From Bolivia.
Bolivia.
Yeah,
Boliviano.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So my parents were born in Bolivia, and they came here and had these two beautiful children. I happen to be one of them.
One of them.
And they came here. They didn't speak any English. So growing up, right, I didn't have like my parents weren't entrepreneurs or business owners. They got the worst jobs when you come here, right? They're cleaning houses. They're mowing lawns and doing those
Washing
types of
dishes,
jobs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then, so I didn't, school was tough for me, but then, my dad was my dad was in the military in Bolivia.
Oh,
So
okay.
he was very disciplined.
Okay.
So my dad taught me discipline at like a very young age, which was an amazing skill. And that skill helped me freaking become the man I am today.
Wow. And what areas did you guys, when you guys first touched down out here, where were you at? In Los Angeles? Or
Yeah,
what
we
area?
were like in Glendale.
Okay.
So we lived in Glendale, then we moved to Locker Senna, and kind of pretty much Glendale, Locker Senna, Burbank area. That's where I was kind of raised.
It's crazy how things are because I think for myself as well, we got here from Mexico and my parents, again, same thing, cleaning hotel rooms and, dishes and whatever the case may be. And now here we are as entrepreneurs and, many years later, but, they did show us the work ethic and they showed us pretty much, like you just said, the discipline of showing up.
Yeah,
Right?
it's funny. Like when you come from an immigrant family and that migrate here, it's like they have no other choice than to succeed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
They have to. It's
Yeah.
so it was great. My parents, unfortunately, never learned. My mom learned English pretty well,
Yeah.
but my dad never really actually learned English that good
Oh,
here.
wow.
Right? But my mom did. So my parents never had high-paying jobs. They were just middle-of-the-class Americans. But like I said, they taught us that structure, that respect, those values, that discipline, that work ethic. But when it comes to like education and marketing and sales and business and entrepreneurship, I didn't learn any of that from them.
Where did you learn, who do you owe that to or where did you learn that information from? And at what age?
Yeah, so I actually went to college. I got
Okay.
a bachelor's degree. I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And just so you know,
I'm a dropout.
I didn't learn a goddamn thing.
No, that's exactly why I dropped out. Exactly why I
So in
dropped out.
college, I got my bachelor's degree and everything, but I didn't learn anything in college. I learned how to learn. That's pretty much what I
That's
learned.
pretty much.
Right? So I learned how to cram before a test, study. I learned how to party really well, do a keg stand with beer.
But other than that,
Yeah, I didn't learn much, right? So I'll be honest with you. Right now, I tell people college is not important unless you're going to be a doctor. If you're going to be one of those
True.
professions where you actually need a degree to become a doctor,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So besides those,
it's all in the trade. What I think for me is like I tell people now and it's like, hey, you're better off going and interning somewhere, become an intern and go somewhere what you want to do.
Yeah.
And then learn how to do that trade that you love doing and how to be the best at it. And then, you might have a better shot that way than going to college and learning absolutely nothing about it on hands-on.
yeah, I agree. Like I have one company where we have about 200 employees for one of my businesses, and I've never even looked at a resume. Out of those 200 employees we hired, we don't even care about their resume. We don't care if they went to college. We care about their work experience and how sharp they are on the interview.
Wow.
We just want talent and we want experience.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give a shit if you went to UCLA or Harvard.
Yeah. And no experience. And then when we put you out on the field to do it, you can't even touch anything.
Right? So it's crazy, but I
Yeah.
always tell people just you need experience and you need skill.
Yeah.
And if you have those two things, we'll hire you.
What do you think is the difference? Like we were talking about our parents earlier, like how nowadays it feels like, everybody feels like everything's owed to them instead of actually earning it. When we were brought up, obviously, with our parents, watching them have to earn every single penny, so then we decided, or we have it within ourselves, right, that we have to actually earn it. We don't necessarily feel like it's owed to us. What do you think is the difference now that a lot of people feel that way? Like it's, the young crowd now feels like, oh, it's owed to me. Like nobody owes you anything.
I just think people are a little softer now. Right back then, it was like you had to make it or you're freaking going to be homeless.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
now things are easier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's social media. You got kids that I just read an article today. There's a 10-year-old that did $90 million on YouTube.
Wow.
A 10-year-old.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, these opportunities didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
You
Not
couldn't
at
make
all.
money as
Not
a
at
10
all.
You couldn't make $90 million as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like crazy. These, like, there's so much opportunity now.
Yeah.
Right. So things are so much easier. And I think that's why people don't have that grit like before. It was so much harder. Right. We didn't have social media.
Yeah.
It didn't exist.
But I think, but back to your point too, like right now you said, the 10-year-old made 90 million. Yes, that 10-year-old, and that's what I tell people, like that 10-year-old did it, but you didn't do it. That doesn't mean that you're going to be able to sit around and hope that one day you become that 90 million, 90 million earner by just sitting around. I mean, that kid obviously did something.
100%.
And his parents actually disciplined him to get something done. So whatever that attention he got, obviously got him to earn that money. So it's earned.
No,
Back
it's
to the same thing.
100% earned, right? You got to earn, like nothing's given to you.
Yeah.
Like I know you, Diego, you work your ass off.
Yeah.
I work my ass off. I haven't taken a day off in 20 years. I don't even know what a vacation is.
Yeah.
When I go on vacation, I'm actually working on vacation. Like I go on a trip, like, oh, we're going on vacation, but I'm working. I bring my laptop, I'm on the phone, I'm doing business all day. I wake up in the morning doing stuff. I come back on a break. Lunch, I'm doing a break. Come back for maybe have a margarita, I'm on the phone. I'm like, even though I'm on vacation, I'm still working.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things too for me. It's like it becomes a lifestyle. I think people don't realize like the entrepreneurship lifestyle is even if you're on vacation, you bring your laptop with you. You're taking a call. You're figuring things out. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really. And here's the thing. I don't know how you feel, but for me, 3 days is enough. Like 3, 4 max. After that, I'm like, I need to get back to what I do. I love what I do. So
yeah, I mean, to me, I'm never like, even when I'm out of the country traveling for business or what have you, I'm still working over there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter if I'm gone for 2 weeks. I still have my phone.
Yeah, you're still functioning.
I'm still communicating with all my employees here in the States. I have employees all around the world.
Yeah.
So I'm still communicating with them wherever I'm at, right? I'll just be in a different time zone. So to me, it doesn't matter where you're at. As long as you have your phone, you're connected to all your staff, all your employees. You're still working, So I don't know. I'm not a big, I have to be home. I don't care if I'm gone for 2 weeks, but I'm still going to be working those 2 weeks anyway.
You're still going to be functioning, and
Yeah,
your
so
businesses are functioning.
My businesses are functioning. I don't actually have to go to the office for my businesses to run. Like now there's interfaces. I could see all my stats remotely. I could see what all my employees are doing on my phone. I could see if things are getting done. Like I don't have to be over their shoulders like it was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed. And then your systems, operations, procedures, you get the chance to look at everything and
100%.
And you get to look at the metrics and then kind of, I always tell people numbers don't lie. Like the moment you step away, like the numbers don't lie. You'll be able to see who's hurting and why it's hurting. You can reach out to the right person, right?
100%.
So it doesn't even, here's the thing. You were talking about having obviously employees all around the world. What type of businesses are you able to do that with? Or
So I own a call center.
Okay.
Right. So we do inbound customer service, outbound phone sales, and now with AI, we've built some AI technology. Right. So we're doing AI chat, AI email support, AI voice. Right. So now we're doing everything AI. Plus we're doing traditional human beings answering the calls and doing phone sales. It's funny. You would think right now everyone would be jumping over to AI. A lot of my clients still want the human element.
Yeah.
They still even though we have the AI technology built, some of my clients are using it. Most of my clients still want the human interaction.
You see that at the bank all the time, right? When they have like the tellers, there's like only 2 tellers, big old lines. And then I'm like, what are these people doing? There's a bunch of, ATM machines. So you can just drive in, get the thing done, and get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to actually wait for that person to do it for you.
Crazy, right? So it's like, I don't know, like my call center, we still have old school clients that just still want the human element, right? But I know that's going to change. I mean, AI is going to, my whole call center will just be AI agents. Why would they need to speak to a human? That's going to you'll see in 5 years, I won't have any human beings as my AI agents anymore. They're just going to be, human beings. It'll be just all my AI agents.
Wow.
Just because people will be more comfortable with it. It's just taking time for people to go, wow, that wasn't a human, that was an AI agent. And once people start feeling comfortable, which will take a few years, those are industries that are going to get wiped out, like customer service, people that are pre-qualifying leads, sales setters, like low ticket sales. You don't need an expensive someone to close a $100 sale. You need, to speak to a human. If you need to close a 5K, 10K, 20K sale, you're gonna have to speak to a human being.
Yeah.
But anything like under a couple $100, an AI agent can close that. Why hire an employee? We could do an AI agent.
That's true. That's true when it comes to sales. You know, these setters, closers, all this stuff. You can just, you know, again, for small tickets.
For small tickets. But the high tickets, I'm not going to give someone an AI agent my credit card for 10 grand.
Yeah.
I'm going to want, dude, I want to speak to a human.
Yeah.
Tell me what's really going on. You know, so those people are always going to keep their jobs because that won't happen for like 20 years where you feel so comfortable where you'll give your credit card to an AI agent for a $10,000, $20,000 purchase.
Yeah.
That's way down the road. But for slower tickets, that's happening in the next couple of years. It's happening now till, 3 years from now.
Yeah. So you took the call center. What else?
Call center,
what else?
I own a fulfillment business.
Okay.
So a 3PL fulfillment business. So we warehouse and ship products worldwide. So when you buy something online, I know you have very nice belts and watches, right? Mm-hmm. Someone has to warehouse those belts and those watches and those shoes. Mm-hmm. So we warehouse the inventory, we're like an Amazon. Okay. We warehouse the products and then we ship them to you when you buy them online. So if you go to, like, say, DiegoAlba.com, someone buys your belts and your shoes, someone's got to warehouse those products and ship them to you.
Okay.
We do the same thing. So I have a fulfillment center here in Pacoima in the Valley, one in Milton Keynes in London, and one in Australia. So we have 3 locations around the world. We cover the globe. We ship to 217 countries around the world.
Wow.
So we ship everywhere.
From a kid from Bolivia with parents that were never employee, they were always employees. They were never entrepreneurs.
They were always employed. Never entrepreneurs.
What took you from college to that level? Because you left college without really learning nothing other than education.
I was one of those guys. I just was thank God my dad taught me discipline. So I was always very disciplined. I always had the work ethic, put it that way. Mm-hmm. And I failed a lot, right? But I think sports growing up really helped me because it made me very competitive. And I wanted to be the best. So I was a really good damn athlete, freaking awesome athlete, right? Mm-hmm. And I took that discipline and that work ethic and that wanting to be the best in sports into business. And that's what really helped me. And I just I wanted to be rich, just like all of us, right?
Yeah.
Like you drive a Ferrari. Yeah. I drive a Lamborghini. I've had Rolls Royces. I've had all the damn nice cars, right? Yeah. And what I've learned is you got to set goals and you just got to go for it, right? And that's how I was. I was fortunate. I just worked my ass off and I failed a lot. By the way, I went bankrupt. I went Chapter 7 BK.
After how many years in business?
I went bankrupt in my 20s.
Okay.
Right? So I went BK and lost everything. I couldn't afford to pay my rent, and I had to move in with my parents. So I had no money, no credit cards, no car, living with my parents while my friends were buying their first home, their first car, the watches, nice clothes. I'm like, I have nothing. I have shorts, sandals, and no credit cards. Huh. So I was at the rock bottom of my life. Just got out of jail for a DUI, got fired from my first job, felt like the biggest loser in the world. Wow. But I was like, when you're at the rock bottom, there's only one way to go. It's up. I can't go any more down. I'm pretty much at the rock bottom. I can't go negative. I didn't have any money to go negative, right? So that was it. And then I just said, hey, I'm going to figure this out. And unfortunately, my parents didn't even believe in me. My parents were like, go get a job. Yeah.
That's what they were used to, right?
That's what they did, right? So they told me to go get jobs. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm not going to get a job. I'm going to retire you guys one day. Don't worry about it. So I didn't listen to them. Most kids listen to their parents.
Yeah.
I didn't. I go, no, I'm going to, they're like, well, if you're not going to go get a job, you're going to have to pay rent. But I go, Mom, Dad, I don't have a job. And I go, well, then you're going to have to pay rent with your labor. So they had me vacuum the pool, mow the lawn, do the dishes, wash their cars. I was their slave.
That's it.
Because I didn't have any money coming in, right? Yeah. So I had to go do all the stuff they wanted me to do, right? Oh. But that was my rent. And then I became an affiliate. Do you know what an affiliate is?
Yeah.
So I became...
For those that don't know what an affiliate is, you can let them know.
An affiliate is pretty much the same thing as an influencer now. Mm-hmm. Right? Affiliate influencer mean the same damn thing. You market other brands, other companies' products and services, and they pay you a commission.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing I could do because I didn't have any money to start a business. It's free to become an affiliate or an influencer.
Yeah.
I just go to a brand and go, hey, can I market your shoes and pay me a commission every time I sell your shoes? Okay. And that's what I was doing. And I became an affiliate marketing health and beauty products.
Wow.
So this is where it all started, right? At first, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was making still, a couple years just making tons of mistakes.
Was it something that you started on your own, or you got involved with the company to actually get,
I had a couple friends that were affiliates.
Okay.
And they're the ones that told me, go, Dave, it's free to be an affiliate. Why don't you become an affiliate? It's free. That's what we're doing. I'm like, cool.
Oh, why not?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to do online marketing at that time. So I had to learn, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have that skill set. I didn't get taught that in college.
Yeah.
So I was learning, trial and error. You learn, you spend a couple years learning. You start making some sales. And then I started doing pretty good marketing health and beauty products. I was marketing a male enhancement product. Male enhancement. In other words, a dick pill.
Yeah.
You could crop that out. But that's the pill I was marketing because every man wants a bigger you-know-what. There's not one man that doesn't, right? So what I would do on my website, I would have a ruler. And I would say, if you buy a 6-month supply, it'll grow 6 inches. If you want a 3-inch, that's only a 90-day supply.
Yeah.
And if you want a year supply and you want it to be 12 inches, you got to buy 120. You got to buy a 12-month supply. So the bigger, the more bottles you'd have to buy. That was my marketing.
That was your
gimmick,
marketing
right?
strategy.
That was my marketing, and
Yeah.
it crushed it, right? So I was doing crazy numbers, crazy sales, and that made a ton of money for me. And then I ended up starting my own products and then my own services, and that's what turned into a fulfillment company, right? So I had my own products. We were doing thousands and thousands of sales a day, not a month. We were doing 60, 80, 100,000 sales in a month, right? Different customers, right? So we were doing some big numbers.
So you were going to customers and saying, hey, I'll fulfill, basically sell the product for you, bring it into me, or
So
how
no,
does that
so
work?
we ended up having our own product line. So we had our own male enhancements products. We had weight loss, skincare, anti-aging. We had over 100 SKUs.
So you pretty much just created your own SKUs.
We had our own brand, our own name. Everything was ours. Our own labels, everything.
At this point, were you partnered with your buddies? Or
I had a
was
business
this...
partner.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I had a business partner. We did this together, 50-50 business partners, and we murdered it together. We did so much crazy volume. It was amazing. And I learned a lot there. And then that's what veered into the fulfillment company. Because we were doing so much volume and we had so many products. I'm like, I already have a 3PL for my products. Why don't I start doing it for other brands?
people.
Like Amazon, right? Amazon started selling books with one fulfillment center, and then they started selling all these other different products.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, let's just open up
open
other
up a bunch of
3PLs and fulfillment centers. That's kind of what I did with my products. So it wasn't books, it was health and beauty.
Okay.
So then we started doing fulfillment for all these other companies. They're like, hey, can I warehouse my shoes and you could ship my shoes? Can you warehouse my cell phones and you can ship my cell phones or my cell phone accessories or my watches or, clothing, whatever widget they were selling, some e-commerce gadget. We'd warehouse all these products and ship them for them.
And that's exactly what you're still doing to this day. That's one
And
of
I'm doing that now.
That's one of your strong companies.
Yeah, Rapid Fulfillment. It's a big company. Like I said, we have 3 different locations worldwide. We ship to 217 countries around the world.
Yeah.
So that business is doing great. And Diego, is e-commerce going anywhere?
No.
Are people only going to buy more stuff remotely?
Yeah, all day long.
Right?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a supermarket in, 7 years. I don't even know what Rouse looks like.
You know what's
anymore.
crazy? I didn't understand it when my wife was trying to tell me about it, and she's like, we need to get this shipped. We need to get this. I'm like, I can go to the store. Well, I'm not gonna be paying somebody to come bring me stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand at that time. I didn't understand the value of time.
Yeah.
And when my eyes were open on the value of time, and I started seeing it, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like getting all this stuff here, I don't have to drive anywhere. I don't have to go anywhere. I can continue focusing on what I need to do, money-making activities, right?
Yeah.
And doing what I have to do, running the businesses. And it doesn't stop me or distract me from having to go to the store and try to find this, try to find that.
Yeah.
Everything's at the door.
Yeah.
So now we have everybody running through the gates. You know what I mean? Everyone comes out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like e-commerce is only going to get bigger.
Yeah, only.
So that's why I love my fulfillment business because someone's going to have to warehouse and ship these products.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just going to be Amazon. There has to be a competitor, right?
Yeah.
Amazon's not going to control every order on the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I love the business. It's long term. It's never going to go anywhere. And then that business transferred to my Rapid Call Center business. So it's Rapid Fulfillment is my fulfillment company, and Rapid Call Center is the call center business.
Okay.
Because guess what? When you want to do a refund or a chargeback or the order gets lost or what happened, you got to call customer service. You got to email customer service. You want to chat with them. If you have a question about the product or service, you need customer service.
Yeah.
That's when I started Rapid Call Center, because I had all these fulfillment clients and they had all these questions, orders, refunds, chargebacks. I'm like, I'm going to start a call.
Why not keep it in-house?
I had like, I think 72 employees for just my customer service team, because we were doing such crazy volume.
Yeah.
I was like, I already have 72 agents. Why don't I just get some more and do customer service for other people? And that turned into the call center business, right?
That's crazy.
So it's part of the ecosystem, right? I started monetizing my customers. I'm like, hey, I'll do your fulfillment, I'll do your manufacturing of products, and I'll do your customer service. So one client would be 3 clients.
Wow.
So that's how the whole thing built.
And then you keep pivoting. You know, you start with one thing and then kind of go into another and another, and now you have a lot more things going.
But pivoting is one thing, right? You want to stay in your ecosystem.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You want that's the key, right? I didn't start a business selling jewelry and then all of a sudden selling health and beauty products.
Yeah, you didn't jump from one to the other.
That's completely two different niches, two higher clientele, cheaper clientele.
Yeah.
Nothing related, right? This is a product. Someone has to ship it. So that was a synergy. Someone has to do customer service and support.
Yeah.
That's another synergy, right?
Yeah.
So it's part of the ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
And then monetizing all those customers. So one customer is actually 3 customers.
Yeah.
So
I think that's key, because a lot of people out there are distracted, right? A lot of people go and you want to kind of, you have that entrepreneur mindset, or you want to just get started in something, especially if you're young and you're like jumping from here, there, everywhere. You get something started, you don't even build the foundation, and you're already trying to jump into the next thing that has nothing to do with the first thing. And, you know, learn from David. David actually did it all within one, like you just said, ecosystem. He did it within one business and then grew from that business. Things that related to that business, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to grow.
Yeah.
Always have a business. Like let's say you're doing
for
real
us,
estate.
For us, we started with the when I lost everything in '08, and then we started with a tire shop, right? We started as a tire shop. Tire shop then became, you know, we're like, oh, auto repair. What the heck? They're coming here for tires. Might as well start doing all this auto repair stuff. Then it became an auto repair center. And from there, hey, people come in, they're asking about accidents and all this other stuff and the claims and insurances.
Yeah.
Now we have a collision center. So it's like same thing. You just, everything coincides. That same customer feeds you 3 different ways, 4 different ways.
Exactly what you did is the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Don't do 3 completely unrelated businesses. You want one business to feed the other.
Yeah.
So let's say one business has a bad year, but the other 2 businesses are still doing well.
Yeah.
Right? Or let's say 2 of them are having a bad year, one's still doing well. So you're still okay.
Yeah. You're still alive.
It's like, it's very hard where all businesses are booming.
Yeah.
I'm yet to have that year where just
Where
all my
everything's going.
businesses are just murdering it.
Yeah.
Every year I have a down year in one business. One year, one business does okay, and one's usually doing really well. I'm yet to have that year. I can't wait till that day comes
Everything's
where I'm
booming.
just murdering it all, but that hasn't happened to me.
Yeah.
So thank God I have different streams of income, because if everything was relying on one business and that business had a bad year, I'd be up shit creek.
Yeah.
Right? I have a lot of expenses. I have a lot of overhead. I have a lot of employees. I have a lot of staff, right?
Yeah.
So you just gotta diversify, but stay in the same ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell people all the time.
That was the key.
Yeah.
That was the key to your success up to this point, right? And you continue to do that. What else? We talked about also that you do real estate investing. So you've used a lot of that money that you made and invested in real estate.
Yeah. So great question. So I'm not like, I'm not a real estate coach. I'm not, I'm a real estate investor, right? So I don't do real estate for a living. I don't have a real estate license, but
Same. You don't need a license. But
but I know good deals. I know real estate. I know numbers, right? Like if I see a property for X, I'm like, wow, that probably should be going for $500 a foot, and it's only $150 a foot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
grab it.
I'm gonna buy it. Right?
Yeah, it just makes sense.
I know common sense math.
Yeah.
And business sense, right? So all the properties I bought, I own commercial buildings, I own industrial buildings, I own apartment buildings, I own units, I own single family homes. I own a ton of real estate, right? And I make a lot of money off real estate, but those are like my long-term plays. Those are appreciating in value.
Yeah.
And then some of them cash flow for me. Some are for cash flow and some are for appreciation.
So to create wealth,
To
long-term
create
wealth.
Long-term wealth. But that's not, you don't start doing that until you have money.
Yeah.
First, you need something. You got to focus on your core business that makes money, and then you go buy real estate. Don't just go, oh, I'm going to buy one property and it's going to cash flow and make me rich. That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. You got like me. When I started with real estate, I started. People ask me like, "Are you a flipper? What do you like?" Look, when I started, I had no money, so I had to flip. I had to flip.
Yeah,
'Cause I couldn't
100%.
buy the next property. How
Yeah.
can I buy the next property? I don't have the money. So it's like I had to flip to get to that point. Once I got to that point, then I'm able to hold, and then now I'm able to do other things. But
Yeah.
prior to that, I wasn't able to.
Yeah, I
It
think
doesn't exist where you
yeah.
could just buy one and I said, "Oh, I'm done."
real estate is a long-term play.
Yeah.
Whoever tells you real estate, you're going to get rich right away, they're full of shit. They're selling you a coaching program. They're
Yeah.
selling you something.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist, right? If everyone could get rich with cash flow right away in real estate, everyone would be doing
Everybody doing it.
it, right? Yeah, you'll get cash flow maybe a couple $100 a month.
Yeah.
Let's say $1,000 a month.
But it comes with liability as well.
Yeah,
you know?
right. But let's say you're cash flowing $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. Is that going to change your life?
It's not going to change your life. Yeah. It's not.
Let's say you cash flow $2,000 a month, 24 grand.
Yeah.
Is that going to really change your life?
Yeah. It's not.
It's not, right? So to really make wealth, I mean, that's real estate is long-term wealth, long-term just, hey, real estate's only going to appreciate in value. So you might as well buy it early and hold on,
Yeah.
right? So I tell people either hold on or try to find some properties that do cash flow or have some type of real estate business that you could have tenants in there that are paying you a crazy amount of money in rent, and then you can make some good money. But besides that, I just put my real estate money as I have all this extra money rather than it going to Uncle Sam, I invest it.
And that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because I think a lot of people, they come to me and that's one of the biggest perks. And I think people don't realize that. Like once you're making enough money, real estate will offset a lot of these, ways for you to have to avoid paying Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
And a lot of people pay a lot of taxes. I'm like, if you're paying a lot of taxes already with your business, do you own any real estate? No. Why don't you own any real estate? Real estate will help you offset a lot of that actual income.
Yeah, and it's not just real estate, right? Like I own over 8 figures in the stock market, and I could borrow against that portfolio. I bought a 4-unit building in North Hollywood from my stock portfolio.
Wow.
So I borrowed against my big portfolio I have, right? And I didn't have to pay any taxes. So once you accumulate a lot of wealth and you have a lot of assets, either real estate, stocks, life insurance. I'm actually doing something on my life insurance policy right now. I'm going to borrow against that and buy some other property, right? Rather than pay taxes, right? So once you accumulate wealth, you want to have life insurance. You want to have stocks and dividends. You want to have real estate because now you can borrow against these assets and buy more property and make more money and not pay taxes. So these are things that they don't teach you in school.
Yeah.
These are things that you learn by being a businessman. You're like, shit, why didn't they teach me that when I was in school? I actually had to learn that on my own.
Yeah.
my brother's a CPA, so I was very fortunate, right? So I got to learn a lot about taxes at a young age because my brother was a CPA.
He helped you.
I would always pick his brain. I would like, hey, what can I need to save on goddamn taxes. He's all, well, borrow against your assets. I'm like, done. I'll do that.
And to the days, does your brother handle your finances?
No, my brother, I have other CPAs. But I'll pick my brother's brain.
Yeah.
But he doesn't manage any of my money. Yeah.
Reason.
It's just family, when my brother, family, you don't want family in your business, right?
Yeah.
I love my brother. He's freaking my best friend, but you just don't want family in your business. I don't like, that's what it's like. When you get married, you should have a prenup.
Yeah.
Right? I tell people, your wife, if she loves you, she'll sign a prenup.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't love you, she won't sign a prenup. That means she wants you for your money.
Yeah.
So I tell people, get your wife to sign a goddamn prenup. And that's the same thing I treat as family in your financial business. It's like they're in your business.
Yeah. So
So
you keep it separate.
I keep it separate.
Yeah. Well, smart move. Some people, work with family. I'm with you. I don't, work well with family, so it hasn't
Yeah.
worked out as well for me. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I help my family.
Yeah, of course.
I've given tons of scholarship money, hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarship money to my cousins to go to college. I've put kids through UCLA, great schools, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, just paid for their college. So I've done.
Let me ask you this. Right now that you say that, why? Because why do that? Why something that didn't work for you, right? College didn't work for you. Why invest in
that's what they wanted to do, right? And that's
so it was more about them?
It was about them, and they needed help. And I was like, okay, like I have a lot of money. I have some disposable income. If I could help some family members that I see potential, like if I see potential, I know they could do big things in the future. They have, and I want to build a legacy Rivero brand, not just me. I want my cousins to do well. I want my aunts to do well, my uncles to do well. I want the Rivero brand to be big, not just me. I'm just one person. Like the Trump brand, it's Trump, but his kids are successful. The Kennedys, it's not just one. You want all the family. Why does Elon Musk have 13 kids or 14 kids, right?
He wants
he
everybody
doesn't want just to be Elon. He wants to have 10 Elons, right?
Yeah.
So that's all. It's just it's not just about me. I want my family to do well.
Yeah.
I want to go I need to make a reservation. Oh, this is a Rivero? Hey, even though there's no openings, it's a goddamn Rivero. We're going to make a spot. We're going to kick these other people out, and we're going to make sure the Rivero's got a table, So that's all. Just building that brand and building that influence, and it's going to help with projects and business in the future. It opens so many doors if you're known, your family's known.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if you know LeBron James, right? His kid wanted to play. He's playing basketball. His son, is playing high school right down the street from my house, right? And he was able to move his kids in different high schools because it's LeBron James.
Yeah.
Most kids can't move their kids last minute to a different school and all the rules and regulations. But LeBron's like, hey, it's LeBron James, and I'll build you guys a new gymnasium. Done.
Bring your kid right in.
Your son could come over here tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It was the brand. It was LeBron James. Things kind of moved for him. Right?
Would you say that's why you're pushing obviously the social media branding and what you're doing is just
I'm trying to build the Rivero brand. It doesn't just have to be me, because I'm only gonna let's say I live another 50 years, 60 years, whatever, right? So my next generation, kids, family, relatives, they need to take over, right? I want to build businesses that are going to be long lasting, that people could take over in the future.
And you do that through what? How do you feel like a business? Because there's a lot of businesses where the person dies, passes away, and it just dies right with them, right? A few months later, that business is no longer there.
Yeah.
Why do you think, that happens? What do you think is preventing them from leaving that legacy?
I think it's how you raise your kids. I think it's all about the parents.
What about the business itself, though? You don't think the systems or the procedures or operations
the business, those. By that time, if you've got a successful business, been running for 10, 20, 30 years, processes are in place. That's a given, right? No business has been around for 10, 20, 30, 40 years if you don't have really good processes in place. It's already running. It's now your kids, if they want to take over or not, right? Or if your family. And hopefully they like the business. You're hoping, right?
Yeah.
That they'll take over the business, but you never know. But so if it's not going to be your kids, you want to be a relative. You want to be someone, hopefully, or a best friend or someone to keep it going.
Yeah.
Or you got to sell it. There's some of my businesses I'm gonna sell. So some I'm trying to do an exit strategy, but there might be some that I just want to keep going, keep it going for another 50, 100 years, and be some that I want to sell. So depending on the business.
How do you determine? Right now you talked about exit, and exiting in a business is basically having an exit strategy to sell the business. It has to have great systems and procedures, operations.
Yeah.
And all that in place, great finances as well. You gotta know your numbers.
Yep, 100%.
Right? And the numbers have to be transparent for the purchasers, the buyers.
Oh, yeah.
How are you going to determine which ones you want to exit on and which ones you really don't care on? Is it just more of which ones you have more of a heart for versus some that are just generating income, but you're not really all in on it? Or
I think it's a couple factors. I think number one, obviously, if I could get a crazy multiple for one, I'm like, wow, I could get an amazing exit for this one. Maybe I love it, but it's like, I can't say no to that crazy life-changing money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or if I see, hey, I see this business being good for another 10 years or 5 more years, but I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think this is a good business to sell now, right? So if I don't see longevity in it, I think it's a good business to dump. Or if I just get some crazy number that's just like life-changing, then you know,
It's time to go.
It's time to go, right?
So everything's up for sale.
And you know how they always say, everyone has a price.
Yeah.
We all have a price, right? So like, I love my home here, right? But someone goes, hey, Dave, I'll give you $30 million for your home, and it's worth, let's say, 18 to 20 million right now. I'd be like, here you go.
Let's go. I'm moving. I'm moving.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So everyone has a price, right? So if you get offered some crazy price, you'd be like,
Yeah.
I'd be stupid to say no.
It's funny you say that because that's what my thought always. You know, it's like, you know, I hate moving, but if someone always throws up the right price, it's like, all right, we're out of here. We're leaving. You know, especially if it's something makes sense, like you just said, the numbers make sense.
Yeah. But if it makes sense, of course. But you know, I love business. Like, to me, that's my new sport.
Yeah.
When I was young, sports was my sport. Like, just, you know, Diego, I played everything. I played baseball, I played soccer, I snowboard, I skied, volleyball, tennis, skateboarding. I did everything. I was just an all-around jock athlete. Anything with a ball or something I was really good at, right? And now, as you get older, you're like, okay, my sport now is business. That's what I love. I love competing. I love marketing. I love sales. I love strategy. I love beating the algorithm. I love just business. It's like it's my sport. So I wake up every day and I'm playing the sport I love.
Yeah.
So that's how it is. It's like when you love what you do and you love the game and you love the challenges, it's like, I'm cool just running businesses and making tons of money. I don't need to sell.
How much of it do you feel like is, you know, mental, spiritual, you know, obviously financial? The finances are already great now for you, but how much of it now do you feel is like mental? Because we were talking earlier about losses, right? Taking hits, taking losses, and in business that's like inevitable.
100%.
It happens, you know, it happens. And so how do you, you know, how do you overcome, you know, big losses? Because people don't realize that the bigger the game, the bigger the loss.
Yeah.
Like you win the championship, you make good money, but when you lose hard. And people think like, oh well, it's no biggie because he's a multimillionaire. It's no, but it's, you're talking millions in losses, or you know.
I had a lawsuit a little while ago. I had I lost in a law case and $2.1 million.
Wow.
I just had to wire a check. Give me your bank account, and I wired them $2.1 million on a lawsuit.
Wow.
You know, that's a big loss.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you're gonna have losses like that.
So the mental, that's what I'm trying to get at, is the mental aspect of that. How do you get your mentality to be so strong to where you're just like, now, because you were there where even 2,000 was a problem, or even $200, losing $200 was a problem.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
In the past. And now is, you know, you're at the point to where like 2.1, you know, you kind of brush it off, and then you get moving forward, right? You keep pushing.
It's funny. I talked to my brother. My brother was having one of his business. He was kind of having some problems, and I told my brother this. I go, it's just money. You could just make more of it. It's really that simple, right? It's crazy, but it's just goddamn money, and we have the power to make more again. It's not like I can't make money. I've made money before, right? I just have to make it again. So that's what I tell people. He goes, it's just money, and you could just make it again. So when I lose money, like recently, one of my ads, we lost like $250,000 like in a fucking couple of days.
Wow.
You know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, my guy's like, dude, we just lost so much money. I'm like, yeah, but we'll make it next month or the month after. Don't worry. We'll be fine. You know?
Yeah.
So that's just how business is, right? Yeah. You can't be like, oh my God. Like, I always hear people stressing about the problems and this and that. I'm like, I'm already over it. After I've had a loss, an L, I call it an L, a loss,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So after I have an L,
Yeah.
I'm already thinking of how I could overcome it and turn it into a W, right? I'm already over the loss. The second I lose $1 or I lose an employee or I lose a client, I'm already over it going, I need to get my next client. I need to get my next sale. I never dwell on anything longer than like a couple minutes, and I'm already over it. Like today, something were to happen, something bad were to happen to me today. Let's say today, this event, let's say 2 people show up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a pretty shitty turnout, right? I'd be like, all right, shit happens.
Let's go.
We'll do it next month. Next month, I'll work harder and get bigger turnout.
So what built that mentality, David?
Huh?
What built that mentality? Because there's people out there that want to know, like, how the heck do you build that mentality?
I think you just...
Or how did you build it for yourself? How do you feel like that you became this person?
I became this person because I don't really give a shit about what people think. I only care what I think. I'm trying to beat me. I'm the one that knows how great I can be. Like, I'll be honest with you, I think I'm better than fucking everybody. I'm smart as shit. I'm a smart business guy. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I work out. I know sales. I know marketing. I know AI. I'm a smart motherfucker. I think I'm the fucking best. So when I walk into a room, I think I'm better than everybody. But I never act like that, right? I mean, walk into a room, I act like you know me, how I am.
Yeah.
We're friends. We talk. I act like I'm just a normal guy.
Yeah.
But deep in my heart, inside, I'm like, I'm a fucking man, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm a genuinely good guy, but I'm so confident in myself and my ability and my skills that's what, and that's not through, the reason I am that, because I put in the fucking work.
I was going to tell you that. I think from listening to you, I feel like it's the longevity, the time that you've been putting in over and over and over again. It just created this beast, right? That you're just like, I've been doing this for so long. Like, I'm unbeatable.
I've put in the goddamn hours. Yeah. I don't know many people. I'm like an Alex Hermosi. When I listen to that guy, I relate to him so well because he's just a fucking workaholic. Yeah. And that's why he's so confident, because he's put in the reps. And when you've put in the goddamn reps, I'm fucking confident. I could start any business tomorrow. If you're like, hey, I want to start a camera business, I could research that business in a week, learn everything about the camera business, and in one week, I could have an amazing offer and we could sell fucking cameras and start making money. Wow. That's how I could sell anything.
Confident you are.
I'll learn the topic, I'll study it, and I'll be like, okay, let's build a website. I know how we do this, and this is how we're going to market. This is what we're going to do. This is what we need. We'll get the products from China. I'll source it. Boom, boom. I know I can do that stuff, right? Because I've done it.
Yeah.
Right? I've started with $0. I've been bankrupt. I've had no money. I've been to the rock bottom. And I know what it takes to get to the top. And I know if I were to lose it all, I have the skill set to get back up.
Yeah. I think that's where they say that, like the biggest thing when obviously this event that we're in today is just having the knowledge, right? How important the right knowledge, the ones that are doing it, the ones that like yourself, like myself, that are actually out there doing it. Yeah. And so we've been doing it for so long, it just becomes easy, right? To a certain degree.
Yeah. Nothing's goddamn easy.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what to do.
Yeah.
When a problem happens now, I know the solution. Like,
you've already been through it.
How do you know that? I don't even have to think about we solve problems all day. As an entrepreneur, we're problem solvers.
Yeah.
Every day I get problems. I'm like, just do this and this. I'm like, how'd you know that? I'm like, because that problem happened to me like 2 years ago. That happened 6 months ago. Or something similar to that happened a year ago, 4 years ago. And I know what I did that didn't work. So this will work this time, right? So just do trial and error, all the reps, all the problems. And then you come up with some new ones. Like, wow, I've never come up with this one before, right? Yeah. But you work through it. But I think just putting in the work gives you confidence. It's like today, you're gonna be a speaker.
Yeah.
And you're gonna do well at speaking today because you've spoken a lot. Yeah. You have your Ignite business, and you're talking, you're doing lives, and you have people at your events, and you're probably on Zoom calls all the time and coaching calls. So you've put in the reps. So you're comfortable talking in front of people because you've done it so many times.
Yeah.
Like after you've put in the reps, it's kind of like almost natural.
Yeah, it becomes natural.
Right? Right? It's like those great athletes. Why is LeBron so damn good? Because he's played
in
basketball
so
for 40 freaking years, and he's been practicing every day 3 times a year for 40 fucking years. And that's why he's really good.
It makes sense, right?
Why was Kobe so good?
Yeah.
Because I was a great soccer player. I used to play on 3 teams a weekend. I would practice every day in the morning before school practice, and when I got home. I'd practice 3 times a day soccer and play on 3 teams on the weekends. Why was I a really goddamn good soccer player? Because I played more than everybody.
Yeah.
That's why. Business. Why am I a good businessman? Because I've worked 18 hours a day for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't take days off. That's why I'm good at business.
So,
Yeah.
a couple of things that we're gonna get into. So I wanted to get into family. Obviously, you have any kids? You're
I am a family man now.
okay.
So I have 2 kids now.
Okay.
I just had them recently. So I'm new at this. I'm not like you as experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's life changer.
I was
right?
going to ask you that. How has that changed your perspective?
It's just I'm all about legacy and building things for them, and I love teaching. So for me, this is something I'm going to love to do. That's one of my passions is teaching. Like my employees, I like teaching them things every day. I like going, hey, to close sales, you guys should say this. You should say this. Like I'm always trying to teach people things all day. I teach people. I'm like a professional teacher. So I think when you have kids, that's what your job is to teach.
To show them.
To show them the way. I can't do it for them, but if I show them the way and I discipline them, I think they're going to turn out frickin' like rock stars.
And where's David spiritually?
Spiritually, I'll be honest with you.
Please be.
I will be very honest.
Be honest with us. I'm very big. I'm very big on.
I am Catholic, right?
But
Do
I'm gonna say, but we're not. I'm not talking so much religion. Just where's David spiritually with God? Do you hold a relationship with God?
So I believe in God, right? 100%. I'm Catholic. I believe in God. Do I go to church every weekend? No.
Okay.
But I do believe in the higher power. I do.
Do you have a relationship with God? Do you speak to God at least, or ever?
I do speak to him, but I don't speak to him like every day.
Okay.
It's kind of like when I'm feeling it, right? Just kind of happens once in a while, right? But I'm a big family guy. I guess my spiritual thing is I'm very into family. That's where my spiritual comes in. Mom, dad, cousins, relatives. I'm very spiritual when it comes to that. Okay. But God itself and praying every day and getting on my knees and going to church, no. That's reality.
Hey, and I appreciate the honesty, and I think everybody else does too. That's one of the things that I asked. And then the last thing I'm going to ask you is your why. We have the ignite, right? Ignite is ignite the fire. We saw what ignited you, what has you here and keeps you ignited. You keep competing against yourself, which I love. It's not against anybody else; it's against yourself. But what's your why now? Like what's driving you? What's burning that fire inside of you that says, I gotta keep going? Because some people would be like, he's already there. What else?
I'll be honest with you. Like you said, I'm trying to beat myself. I know how good and big I can be. I know how much skill I have, and I know how much talent, and I'm trying to become the best I can be. I'm just trying to. I know I could be 10 times, 100 times bigger than I am now.
Okay.
I just need to be in the right rooms, meet the right people, and start the right businesses. And that's it. Like, I could be Mark Zuckerberg. I have that talent. I have that brain, right?
Yeah.
I have that skill set. I just need that vehicle, right? So I'm going to keep on plugging away and try to be the best person I can be. And I feel like I'm at the 10-yard line, right? I still have 90 yards to go to get way better. Wow. So that's what excites me. I still have a long ways to go. And even though I know a lot, I'm still making a lot of mistakes. I still haven't met the right people. I still have to build a better community. And that's one of the reasons I put on this Monetize Talks networking event once a month. I want to build my monetizer community. I want all my friends to be multimillionaires, all successful people, And that's the people I want to network, because guess what? We're going to help each other grow.
Yeah.
We're going to learn from each other.
Yeah.
We're going to give that person an introduction. Hey, I could give this guy, you know how you're in your auto industry. How would you like to be in, 400 stores? Yeah, I know the guy that owns this store. How would you like to have your product? Oh my God. That one introduction now makes you an extra, $30 million a year in sales.
Yeah.
Because of relationships, right? Yeah. And if you're with multimillionaires and people that are worth $1 billion or hundreds of millions of dollars, those doors will open. So I want to, I want to build my community of successful people and make a difference and do big things. And I know I'm a giver, so I know when I start making more and more money, I'll be helping more people.
Yeah.
Like I have lots of employees. I would like to have 100,000 employees. I would like to help more people. I would like to have more clients so I could help more clients. So
Awesome.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. And guys, make sure you guys look out for David Rivero. Follow him. Where can they follow you at?
On Instagram, it's The David Rivero. TikTok, The David Rivero. My website, davidrivero.com. I'm pretty much, you just type in David Rivero online, you'll find me.
Awesome. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
All right. Thanks, man. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much.